back to Defi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. If you like the mission, you resonate with the vision, and you find this content useful, please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up. Hey guys, welcome back to Defi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty. So today we're going to be discussing 6 reasons why you should not invest in Forex projects. 6 absolute reasons. And it's not FUD, it's literally facts that his projects are not for everyone. And I'm going to tell you who they're not for in this video. And you already know that it's kind of a clickbait because you already know I'm bullish on his projects. But there are new people that have joined, and they're not sure what they got into and what this might be about. So I'm gonna give you the 6 reasons why, if you're just getting in, you can maybe change your mind, and or if you're on the fence and you fall in one of these categories, then you should decide not to get in. So number 1, you can't take ownership for your own investment. Ownership, meaning that you accept that the choices you made are your responsibility and your responsibility alone. No one caused you to click the buy button. No one caused you to click deposit or nothing like that. Yes, things happen that are outside of our control, but at the end of the day, you get to choose how you react to it. And ownership means that you accept and own your reaction regardless of the circumstance. Prime example, you can get stuck in traffic and you can be upset that there's traffic, or you can own the fact that you are in control of the traffic, meaning you could have left a hell of a lot earlier and been a lot earlier to work, or you could leave later, or you could just decide that you're just gonna be pissed off because you're stuck in traffic. You can't control the traffic flow, but you do get to control how you respond to it, and ownership in the Forex protocols is the same way. So it doesn't always go the way we want. As of recently, there's pauses and things of that nature that we didn't anticipate, and they lasted longer than we wanted. But at the end of the day, you click that deposit button and that's it. You got to own up to it and accept it. You can't change it. So if you can't take ownership of that or responsibility, if you like responsibility better, then Forex projects are not for you, because there is a bit of uncertainty that we'll get into. Number 2, if you easily succumb to FUD. If you're not familiar with FUD, if you're new to the DeFi space or crypto space, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So FUD is basically, sometimes you'll hear people in Telegram chats saying that the project's going to zero, saying that whales are dumping, like all sorts of stuff, man. You just never know. But there is tons of FUD. And if you don't have resolve in the project that you got in and done your own research, and you know what it is capable of, then you're going to end up panic selling and dump your bags or make bad decisions or whatever the case may be. So if you easily succumb to that, meaning you can be peer pressured and you can be manipulated because you don't do your research and you just watch the latest video or whatever is trending on Twitter, then I highly recommend absolutely do not get into Drip or any of the Forex ecosystem projects, because there is a lot of FUD, no matter what communities you go into, what YouTube channels you watch. And even if people pull up stats and they're like, well, look at the charts, it's going to zero, then you can be manipulated into making a bad decision. So if you easily succumb to FUD, do not get into Forex projects. Number 3, you don't have a long-term vision. Long-term for me is like 1 year, I would say. Minimum 6 months. So if you can't decide that you're going to get into this and just watch on the side, watch as it plays itself out for at least 6 months minimum before you make a decision to go one way or the other, I would prefer a year. But since I on this channel am actually doing 6 months, a little less then I got to stick with that, because that's what I'm deciding to do. So I got in here on February, and I've already made a decision that mid-July I will be selling enough drip to cover my monthly expenses, and that's because I did some interest arbitrage on some loans, and that's when I will need to start paying them back so that I can remain constant, basically, or above the payment schedule. So that's almost 6 months. It's about a month shy when I got in, actually about 2 weeks shy, but I did dollar cost average and buy a lot more drip and all this other stuff. So That was my strategy. I made that plan. I haven't claimed a single drip except for people's airdrops. So I have a 6-month plan. I would definitely recommend at least a year because if you got into January, here we are almost 6 months in, and it is definitely not anywhere near the all-time highs. So let's see where it is January 1 and rewatch this video in about 7 months, and then you'll know if a 1-year time horizon is what you need. But there's a lot of use cases coming in. But again, if you don't have a long-term vision, absolutely do not get into Forex Shark projects. Next, number 4, if you're expecting to be supported by your team leader via airdrops. So all of the projects like the Drip Faucet, the Animal Farm, the Piggy Bank, they have this referral system, and it's great for onboarding the community. It is an awesome tool for sure. And a lot of whales do indeed support their team members. I, as a team leader, have airdropped more than I have received from the faucet on my personal account. And even the referrals that I got from the 35 members on my team is trivial. So I've only gotten 5.79 drip from my 35 team members, but I have airdropped to those 35 team members 26 drip. So I'm 5x higher than what my team is doing, but that is not a reason to get into any of Forex projects because you think your team leader is going to make you rich. Not all team leaders airdrop, and there is no requirement for them to do so. So you can't get upset at them because you're not getting airdrops, nor can you expect them to continue to do them. Like I could just stop doing airdrops one day, and then I'm legal. I have the right to make that decision. Like at the end of the day, I got to protect my own investment. So if I did that, yeah, you guys can't be upset about that. Tough. I don't plan on doing that, but just letting you know. Number 5, you need precise timelines and execution. So this has been huge because the last 3 months, maybe it's only 2.5. I can't remember when we paused. I think we paused March 4th or 7th or 8th, something like that. So we just made just over 2 months. But the animal farm, the rest of the animal farm, the dogs portion and the pools is still paused, and that will be another month. So it'll be a 3-month pause that we had. And if you go back to Forex's original statement when he paused back on March 10th or so, 7th, 8th, 9th, he said 10 days. So we'll be approaching 90 days before the whole thing is actually done. So if you need precise timelines and dates and you're looking for a dev that executes and sticks to that time frame, absolutely do not get into Forex projects because he will drive you insane if you are looking for precise timelines, execution, and dates and things of that nature that you can set your clock to, especially if you're looking at launch dates. So if he's like, yo, I'm going to launch on this date and at this time we're going to unpause, and you're like me, an alternate time zone, or some people that take off from work, don't get into his projects because he will drive you crazy because it will not, I can guarantee, will not happen on time, even in the future, even though he said it will. Just go ahead and bet that it won't. And if you need this, then don't get in because 99.9% sure it will not. And finally, last but not least, if you don't have a plan and you cannot stick to a plan, meaning you are just FOMOing in, watching the latest YouTube video and hoping to just make it to the moon, do not get into Forex projects. You need to have a plan. You need to have a strategy. A lot of this is game theory, where it relies on not only tokenomics, but the game theory mechanics of how other players play, what you do. Lots of complexity into this. It's like playing chess, man. It is crazy. So if you're not going to set up a plan and you're not going to come in here and check how your deposits are doing and you're compounding and hydrating and all this other stuff like that and trying to move around the ecosystem, if you just think you can set it and forget it, you're going to get wrecked because they literally, when he made the swap to the pigs token, if you didn't swap your pigs and when dogs come up, if you don't swap it because you set it and forgot about it, then you could miss out on the liquidity or the actual ability to swap the pair, and then you just end up with a meme token. So who knows what will happen in the future, but Forex purposely makes things like this where you have to come to the system daily and take an action. He wants people to be engaged. So if you want to just set it and forget it and not have a plan, and your plan is just, I'm going to buy this and then come back and check on it in a year, don't get into these projects. So that is
my 2 cents on the matter. So do with it what you will, but that's what I suggest. So until next time, guys, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.